News 8 at Sunrise in high definition continues.
Well, welcome back. CPA Dave Young is back with us. Dave, great to see you.
Oh, it's great to be here.
Not a great topic. Tax return identity theft. It is becoming a huge problem. Just how big a problem is it?
Well, last year, over 500,000 cases were running through the IRS, and this year it's probably going to pick up more. There's been a lot of breaches over the past year. You had OPM, you had the IRS themselves get hacked, and recently they came out and said, oh, it wasn't 100,000 records, it's 700,000 records. You had Excelis here in Rochester. So more and more people will likely be victim of this crime.
That's frightening. How do we know if we've been impacted?
Well, the first time you're going to know is when you file that tax return and it rejects. It's going to tell you someone else has filed your return. If you get that code back when you electronically file your return, you know you've been a victim of identity theft.
How else can they make this happen? Can thieves make this happen?
Well, what'll happen is if they can just get your Social Security number, all they're going to do is file a tax return under your name, and they'll have that refund go into a debit card so that they know they're going to have to strike quick. So what'll happen is early in the filing season, they'll file under your Social Security number, maybe even make a fake W-2, have that refund go into a debit card, and then spend the money on the debit card, and they'll do it really quick. When you file your tax return, you may have your legitimate information. IRS will reject it, and it will take 6 months, maybe longer, up to 9 months to get this resolved with the IRS.
It's frightening. How do we know if our tax records have been affected?
Well, if your records have been affected, what you're going to do is once it rejects, you need to immediately call the IRS. That's the first thing you're going to do. The IRS is going to make you fill out an affidavit, and they're going to ask you all kinds of information, request ID, because now they have to determine who is who. And that's a long process.
And if we contact the IRS and the problem isn't resolved, what do we do there? How does that work?
Well, once you go through the process with the IRS, you probably also want to check your other credit. So if you have identity theft on the IRS side, you may also have it elsewhere. Once you're dealing with the IRS, you want to stay in contact with them. You'll fill out their paperwork. You're going to have to sit back and wait. You're going to be queued up with a lot of other IRS identity theft victims. But eventually it will be resolved. Once the IRS contacts you, or you contact them, they're going to contact you and give you a PIN, a code. So in the future, when you file your tax return, you'll have this PIN, your Social Security number, and your information. So in the future, when you file, you'll have to have that PIN. And if next year, if they try to file its same return, it'll reject on the criminal side because he doesn't have your PIN. That's the IRS solution.
Okay. The million-dollar question, of course, is how do we prevent this from happening?
It's difficult to prevent the information that's already out there. What you can do on your side is to check your credit report once a year. Make sure in your wallet or your purse you don't carry your Social Security number. In your home, keep those documents in a safe. On your computer, make sure it's encrypted. Make sure you have a password. Wherever your information is, you need to safeguard it because the criminals are out there looking for it.
All critical steps. Dave, thank you. Appreciate the update.
Thank you.
If you missed any of our conversation, including that great advice from Dave at the end, you'll find it on our website at rochesterfirst.com.